My name is Larry Taylor, and I flew operations with the Royal Air Force in World War II. When I went to war, I was 24. It was the Halifax I did all my ops in. My job was wireless operator, air gunner. When I was in the aircraft, it was all dark, and we'd be flying across the North Sea, and we'd all be quite quiet, silent, and the first thing was there'd be searchlights go up and probably some flak, and somebody would shout Dutch coast, and that was it. Then we were on guard a bit. The Halifax that was shot down at Weert was a Halifax of 78 Squadron, which I did my first tour with. When the Halifax was shot down, it was getting towards the end of the war. For instance, I believe when it was shot down, Weert had just been liberated the day before. Some months ago, I saw a little column in the RAF News, and it was from Wesley Hex, a 17-and-a-half-year-old student who lives in Weert, asking for any veterans of 78 Squadron because they were dedicating this memorial to a crashed Halifax near Weert in 1944. And I replied to that. But how are we getting there?
Oh, somebody's picking us up.
The trip was arranged primarily by me in conjunction with Alan, the chairman of the Royal Air Force Association Central Branch, Liverpool. Alan applied to the Big Lottery Fund, who have sent us quite a lot of money.
It was the Heroes Return to, and we applied, and it was a big plus to have the backing of the lottery funding.
It's going to be, for me, a very emotional trip, because I've never been to Holland physically, but I flew over Holland 51 times on bombing raids during the war.
My name is Wesley Haaks. I'm 17 years old and I'm from the city of Weert in Limburg, the Netherlands. We're here today because it was 65 years ago that the Halifax bomber crashed in Weert. They were attacked by a German night fighter, a Messerschmitt 110, and they were very badly damaged and they had to make it to liberate the country. The pilot ordered 4 of the crew members to bail out, and the last 3 they came down with the plane. They wanted to make a crash landing, but they didn't survive it.
We have to say, the old saying that was said from the Far Eastern prisoners, when you go home, you've got to say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today.
It means really a lot to me because I can't really explain the feeling, but it's unique for especially me because I'm only 17 years old to have a conversation with someone who 65 years ago helped in the liberation of our country, and it's really, people just seem to forget that too much.
We've just been to a school in Weert and talking to the children. I mean, it's so great that they are telling the children about the war. It needs telling. I just had to prevent a tear in there. I really did.
We will go with a military convoy of old vehicles to the place where the monument for the Halifax bomber is located. We have planned a ceremony. Welcome to the unveiling of this remembrance monument for the Mark III Halifax, her crew and the 78 Squadron, and of course all the veterans from the RAF Bomber Command.
As we pulled those sheets back and we saw the monument, it was gorgeous. That was some ceremony, wasn't it? When we were invited to lay the flowers, that was emotional. You stood there in front of all that crowd, leaving me there thinking, I don't deserve to be here, you know. What I felt on this trip is this. To meet these people is an experience of a lifetime. I can only say I wouldn't have missed it. And I mean, I'm so pleased to have been.